In the next installment of our Jason Nash's Most Toxic Relationship series, we have a video on Jason's channel entitled Our Big Announcement. And if you're thinking this is where they announced that they were engaged to be married, you'd be wrong. Jason never proposed in this relationship. So, if you're wondering what else it could have been, join us in finding out. Let's dive in and see where this video takes us.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Trisha and Jason and we are in love. We're going to a tour in a city near you. We're going to Anaheim, California, July 21st to the Yost Theater. There'll be fun, food, drinks, games. Take a picture with us. Maybe just with me. Nobody wants one with this ugly mug.
Ah! Oh! Oh! What the hell? I just hit my head!
Alright, so it sounds like the big announcement was actually just Jason and Trisha going on tour, which again never ended up happening, because the relationship self-destructed before it could. And if you're wondering if that had to do with the fact that jokes were constantly made at each other's expense, mostly by her, as you can see from the joke about her calling him ugly, which she did often, no, that's not the reason. Surprisingly, it was ignited by a joke told by neither one of them, but we'll get to that later.
Todd!
Did you shut the door when I was peeing?
I did, because my girlfriend is in there. You have your big dong a couple feet away from her.
Well, I was covered with the dark. There was a wall right there.
The door was open. There's a huge horse stream happening.
Considering that Trisha loves to talk about the Vlog Squad members as junk, and considering she has a kink for what Todd was doing in the bathroom, it's no surprise Jason reacted like this.
Trish, my new assistant does not want to be on camera.
Why?
Because she's gonna get a real job in September.
Shut up.
So here she is.
Oh my god. Are you...
Isn't she beautiful?
Oh my god. Are you putting a mask over so I don't get jealous? Or like put this mask over just so my old ass girlfriend doesn't get jealous.
It's all fun and jokes now, but the fact that Trisha even played around about Jason covering the girl's face because he knew Trisha would get jealous is because she clearly would. That's why she refers to herself as his old girlfriend, because she can tell the girl is young. Make no mistake, Trisha's hackles are already raised.
All right.
I mean, she's got good legs. You can still see the legs. I feel like future employers will notice the legs.
Yeah.
Look at her examining this girl's entire body to judge what she can see. All she had was her legs to go off of and still had to make a comment about them. But, yeah, she's not jealous.
Oh!
You're not the crush.
Woo! God, that smells good.
Whenever it smells bad, Jason's like, it doesn't smell bad. It doesn't smell bad.
You have a poor understanding of what bad smell is.
I know, my nose is like, I'm like really like sensitive to smelling.
You think you smell, girls don't smell.
We always have to point this out when it comes up, but notice how Jason reassures Trisha that she doesn't smell down there. And yet the man that Trisha praises as being the best thing to ever happen to her, and the best man she's ever been with, which is her husband Moses, said the opposite. Moses told another person that Trisha did smell down there and found her undesirable because of it. Let's take a look at that, just for comparison's sake.
I think that's good feedback.
He once DM'd a catfish that my stank.
Say that again?
He once DM'd a fake girl that he never met that was a catfish that we found out was catfishing him with fake photos. She was actually a big fat in Chicago and was catfishing him as a skinny supermodel. And he texted her, Trisha's smelled so bad. I'd never desire with her.
You said that?
Oh, really? Should we bring up the text messages?
But
Moses the dream man, right?
Smell you later. Been drinking all day. This is Jimmy Choo Man. This was a gift.
Sponsored.
Not sponsored.
You drugged me in a sponsored video. Are you kidding me? Where's my money?
We're having frenemies flashbacks of every time her former co-host, Ethan Klein, tried to promote something, and she'd have an issue with it because she wasn't getting anything out of it. You guys remember those times?
I drugged you?
Mm-hmm.
I know most of your boyfriends have drugged you, but I'm not one of them.
I wish you did.
She wishes, he would, she says. The same woman who has claimed that she actually has had that happen to her at least 15 times, and speaks of it as trauma. None of her boyfriends did that to her. That's just what she told Jason. When she tells that story later on Frenemies, She always mentions it was strangers, but before it was her boyfriends, she can never keep her stories straight.
Like it?
I do, but like up in my nose, it's like, it's good when you just spray and walk through. It's amazing, but...
Should I put some on?
I mean, who are you trying to impress tonight? I'm not seeing you tonight. You're going on a date?
He can't even put some cologne on without being accused of having ulterior motives for it. If you think she's joking about being that jealous of a girlfriend, then you clearly haven't watched this series in its entirety.
Did?
Oh, okay, well...
Why do girls do this?
You're one of those people that pounce on people once they break up. You're like, oh, David's single. I better put some Jimmy Choo on for him. Relax. Give him some time.
You think I've been waiting for that breakup video so
I'm sure you have.
Move on David.
I can see it in the videos and the podcast.
There she goes accusing him of being gay again. Must be a day that ends in Y.
You want to announce?
Hey, you know what was great about that video that David and Liza made? It was finally a David video where he got hurt.
That's sad. It's so mean. Jeez. Way to be dark. It's so funny. Like, David can be so mean and, like, just, like, pry and get in everyone's relationships. When it's done to David, I kind of feel really bad because David is just, like, 21 and he's just, like, a boy and, like...
He does that all the time. He'll come in here and, like, light my room on fire and then I'll be like, come on, I'm just a kid.
But he is.
Huh?
And he's probably scared to be in this country because he's a DACA.
Oh, my God. He's got you brainwashed.
I feel bad for him.
Trisha sure seemed to have a lot of sympathy for David Dobrik back in the day, didn't she? She describes him as an evil monster now, but somehow back then just viewed him as a young 21-year-old kid who didn't know any better. Oh, how times have changed. We guess he was only that to her when they were still friends. Kind of like how she defended Shane Dawson at every turn for all of the terrible things he was doing until he was no longer her friend. It's not about what these people do, it's about what they do to her. She's perfectly happy with defending them over anything and everything until she's not friends with them anymore. Then suddenly things she was okay with and defended become rage-inducing. And if you actually believe she cares about what they've done, then we have a waterfront mansion to sell you in the desert.
Okay, you want to announce or no?
You should hear what he says about you behind your back. Time to announce!
Does he say something?
Oh, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
I don't believe it.
No,
David's sweet.
No,
David's sweet. Guys, she wouldn't believe a bad word about him.
he's very sweet. He loves you.
Unlike
Okay.
my boyfriend.
Who's that? Who are you dating?
Unlike Jason, who she can find several bad things about, and has several bad words to say about, for no apparent reason. Now she's accusing him of suddenly not loving her, which once again will vilify him to viewers. And he yet again has to prove himself to both her and viewers.
I'm sick.
Trisha thinks she has cancer.
I do! I know I do. I read it in the Andy Kaufman documentary.
Who are you, Brandon Calvillo?
Trisha thinking she has cancer because she read about it in the Andy Kaufman documentary. Didn't she once claim she actually had it from tanning too much? And this is just proof that she reads things and then is inspired to also have whatever she just read about. Because as she has admitted, before she loves to copy things, even illnesses, diagnosis, and traumas.
Here's the deal, guys. This is a video. We're going to do a Q&A today, and we're going to answer some of your questions because I am tired of making vlogs.
Wait, listen, can we promote it or not? We're not allowed to yet.
No, I want to, but I want you to say it.
I just hit my head!
Babe, this is gonna be time my girlfriend's abusive.
What?
Well, we all know his girlfriend is, but not because of that fake push where he threw himself across the room, but because of the multiple times she hit him throughout their relationship and intimidated him with the threat of physical violence or retaliation for not doing what she wanted or said.
Why did you do that? Why did you?
By the way, everyone was over that. You told that, like, this drunk guy story about the flip-flop in, like, 4 vlogs, so by the time my vlog came out about it, everyone's like, I saw this in 4 different people's vlogs.
No, it was in my vlog.
It was in David's vlog, and then it was in my vlog.
Oh, did I tell it to you too?
Yeah.
People heard it 3 times.
And that was the first one because we were in the hotel where it happened when he told me, and I just put it up late, so I was like, ah.
You just didn't post it in time. I never know what to do with that because, like, I'll have a story that I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then, like, it's in my vlog, and I guess I told it to you.
You're like those actors that go on, like, Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, they do the rounds and they tell the same story on every talk show. As, like, Fran Drescher did that one time where she went on, like, 6 different talk shows and told the story about how she went out to the firemen. She goes, well, I went out because you just never know who you're gonna meet, and it's still the same story everywhere. And I was like, okay, we get it.
She's criticizing him. Yes. But we're going to give her a pass here, because we're sure that viewers no doubt appreciated her speaking up about this. Yes, he found a story funny enough to keep telling it, but from a viewer's perspective, it does get old to hear the same story in every video. Anyone who watched the Views podcast would know this frustration. David Dobrik would constantly come onto the podcast and share the same one story he told in every episode, seemingly forgetting that he had already told it. At least Trisha is informing Jason that he's doing it without him being aware of it. We're going to overlook this one. We will say, though, that Trisha also has a habit of sharing the same story over and over again, like the candlestick story that somehow turned into a lamp story. But at least with Trisha, her story changes every time she tells it, which is why her lies are so easy to detect.
If I had cancer, though, I guess that doesn't allow... Like, if your significant other has cancer, you shouldn't let them abuse you.
When you just threw me off a chair, so you're the ones... Huh?
Not her implying that he's the abusive one. And look at how she uses cancer as a joke.
I don't know. Maybe I do. I shouldn't say no because I don't know. Honestly, I think there's something internally wrong with me more than just my diet. We talked about this on my channel, but I honestly think there's something...
So she's saying she shouldn't say she doesn't have cancer because she doesn't know, so she still could? What?
Like, Jason made a joke that I had diabetes, so if I actually do have that, you can blame Jason because he put that onto the universe, so thanks for that.
We haven't seen this diabetes joke, so we can't comment on it. Knowing how Trisha twists narratives, we'd have to see it for ourselves. The only diabetes comment that we know of is one he will make either later in this video or on her channel, where he's talking about himself, saying that doesn't have diabetes because he doesn't eat poorly, which was clearly a comment about himself and not her. But let's see if that pops up later.
Okay, should we announce, or do we just announce?
I don't remember.
Can you actually put the link? Because you put the link for everything else, but...
I didn't know the link was up yesterday.
It was up yesterday.
I looked. You said it wasn't.
Yeah, it was on our full screen live.
I'll fix it. I'll put it on. Yeah, guys, go to the link in the description and come see us live on July 21st. Trisha and Jason are in love.
A bit passive-aggressive to criticize how he didn't do something last time and compare how he does it for everything else rather than to just remind him to do it this time. But let's keep going.
We'll be in Anaheim, California, and hopefully, if it goes well, we'll be doing some other cities.
I have so many cities already planned out. I made a list.
What would be some of your cities you want to go to?
I want to go to Memphis, Orlando, San Francisco, Honolulu, Tokyo.
What's in Memphis?
Paris.
Elvis.
Yeah, Graceland, babe. What?
Okay. What's setting you up?
Oh. Try that joke again.
What's in Memphis, Trish?
Elvis. Wait, why was that a setup? Are we getting sponsored by them?
Close call, Jason. She did not like that. Must be tiring to be offended by everything.
Are you surprising me? Is that where you're proposing to me at Graceland? Oh my god, could you imagine that proposal?
You want me to propose to you?
No.
I thought you said you didn't want to get married.
No.
You don't?
I would like a proposal so I could say no. Could you imagine that video?
After all that, you finally say no.
I'm so crazy. Like, I was thinking about that like a couple weeks ago. I was like, honestly, I kind of just want you to propose so I could say no, because how great would that be?
I'd probably be like, oh, she did me a favor. Because if you were that into getting married and then you said no, then I'd be like, okay, she's crazy.
No, I'm not crazy. Maybe he'll propose at a live show, so maybe come to Anaheim. Maybe it'll be that show. Or maybe it'll be the Tokyo show. We don't know.
There's no show in Tokyo right now.
Wow.
I'm confused.
She brings up being proposed to again, and this time says she only wants to be proposed to so she can say no. This clearly isn't true. She clearly still wants him to propose, but it's obviously a defense mechanism to feeling rejected already. It's the age-old I'll reject them before they can reject me gig. Marriage and proposing is clearly a point of contention in this relationship. Likely because Trisha was pressuring him to propose in the first week of dating, making it seem more like a mandatory obligation rather than a chosen expression of love. People don't typically propose to people within the first 4 months of dating, let alone the first week. She made it a weird thing from the start.
We're going to answer some of your questions from Twitter, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's do it.
This guy that I hooked up with in England, he WhatsApps me all the time.
Why do you say that? Why do you always talk about people that you hooked up with?
I don't listen to his calls anymore.
I never say that to you.
Look at him.
Hurts my feelings.
Answer. Actually, Oh, hanging up is rude. You're so rude. I love and hate you. Isn't he so crazy?
This is a guy. I can't say his name.
Babe!
I'll cut it out.
So Trisha brings up a guy that she hooked up with who she still has messages from for some reason. Jason asks her why she tells him these things and lets her know that it hurts his feelings, but she doesn't care. She ignores what he says and continues to read off the messages, clearly bragging about being desired by another man, likely to incite jealousy within Jason.
What's the problem?
What's your problem? You don't anyway. I give you everything. Missed voice call. Answer. Missed voice call. Actually, yes. F off. Hang up is so rude. You are rude. I love you. I hate you. Ew.
Why are you still on WhatsApp if you're married to me? If you're with me?
So, for people who complain in delusion about a threesome joke told by David, what do you feel about her bringing up actual past partners she slept with and showing Jason their messages knowing it makes him feel bad? Is that somehow okay? She's clearly reading these off to him to show how badly she was wanted by someone. This is validation to her, and the fact that she's able to brag about it makes her feel more desirable. She doesn't care that to make herself feel better she has to make Jason feel worse. And when he asks her why she even still has the app, she comes up with a quick excuse.
We're married?
Why don't you shut your WhatsApp down?
First of all, WhatsApp is for my international management, as I can show you.
What?
Yeah, for my, look, this is my management and freaking...
Trisha Unleashed.
That's the name of the
Sounds
PR.
like Trisha is unleashed on the WhatsApp, talking to all her old...
It's all fun and games when she's doing it. But imagine if Jason was doing the same thing. She'd lose it.
Anyways.
What are you up to, baby?
Mm-hmm.
What the f***? You need to get rid of this right now. Just have them text you on your phone. How do you do it? I'll do it.
Do it. I honestly don't care because it is annoying.
I'm deleting the app.
Will it still come up as a chat? Wait, no, don't do it. I'm just kidding. No, I really don't care. Delete it, for real.
What is going on with this WhatsApp?
Okay.
She clearly wanted to make him jealous, and did. Funny how she still had that app up, but made sure he deleted all apps he had prior. Yet she had this one the entire time, knowing she had her hookups on it.
This is you.
Old. This is old though, babe. This is when I was on Celebrity Big Brother because he lives in England. Okay.
You think you talk and argue about pointless meetings. This is like the same crazy conversations you have with me.
Well, he wasn't a boyfriend. So.
I thought I was special.
No, Jason, you weren't special. She treated every relationship the same. You weren't people. You were patterns of behavior. Placeholders would be the word.
Do you want to delete this? Because I honestly don't know how.
You know how to delete it app?
This?
You did it.
Boom.
Pretending as if she doesn't know how to delete an app is hilarious considering she does it a whole second later without issue, and had no issue deleting Jason's apps.
Keeping Bumble though. Wait, I think I still have Bumble.
What?
Do I still?
You're not keeping Bumble. Get Bumble off there too.
I don't think I have it on here.
I bet you do.
I don't. I thought I had it the other
You
day.
Tinder on there, I'm sure.
No, oh my god, no, I don't. How do I stop this?
You know what? I trusted you.
We're breaking up. This is our breakup video.
You can't be trusted.
She wants him to be jealous so bad. Funny how she kept apps she had him instantly delete too. This isn't the only video he discovers she had a dating app in while they were together. And remember, she made him get rid of all of this, but kept hers. He likely trusted that, because she was making him get rid of his, that it meant she wouldn't have any either. But he didn't know Trisha at all. That's not how she operates. Anyone who knows Trisha would know that she's allowed to do everything she doesn't allow others to do. Clearly.
You know that's not true. Okay, guys, ready for a Q&A?
Trisha loves to talk about and all the other guys she had sex with, and that's all she ever talks about.
So do you.
No, I don't.
She doesn't even deny it. She just justifies it by claiming he does the same thing when we all know he doesn't. And we know he doesn't because he's still alive. He wouldn't be if this accusation was true.
So you're like, oh, you know what? I got it in with every girl I've been with. I'm like,
I got it in with.
That's what you said the day I went to go see my ex-boyfriend.
After you said, that was after you said you had.
Notice how she twisted that. Her only frame of reference for Jason doing that was when he said it to get back at her for bragging about sleeping with her ex-boyfriend on the way to see her ex-boyfriend. Then she mocks his voice again to distract from the point. She knows she's the only one guilty of doing what he said, but she doesn't care. To her it's cute and funny and quirky, but if he did it, it would be the end of the world. any one of her stans who honestly describes the Tana threesome joke as going too far and ignores all of this is clearly arguing in bad faith and is missing more than just a few brain cells.
That's right! That's right!
Jason!
Don't you test me! Let me tell you something. I'm in charge of this relationship, and I will drop you.
Oh, I'm so hot.
Like the shoe that I take off at night.
Will you slip them off because you have a bad back?
Not great. I have to drop them because I can't bend down and put them on the floor.
And this is why she got away with it. He would allow her to by just being playful with her in response to the disrespect and hypocrisy. She wasn't taking it seriously, and by him not making it more serious, it just served to enable her to keep doing it, even though it clearly bothered him.
Jason lifted me up in Bora Bora, which was, I don't know how you had that strength. That was so crazy. Remember
I had to go to a witch doctor.
Are you kidding me right now?
What?
So she opens the door to talking about how she can't believe Jason was able to lift her, and then, when he jokes that it was through some force of magic, she's offended. And we're sure her stans will cling on to this as him being out of line in spite of the fact that they, without a doubt, just overlooked the app situation and her bragging about sleeping with other men. But let's keep going.
Oh, I can't wait to start making fat jokes. I'm making fat jokes about you because you're no skinny mini. This is no longer a Vine 2012 where you have a six-pack. Side by side of Jason from Vine and Jason now.
She already was making fat jokes about him by this point. She frequently criticized his body and age and face. We're not sure why she's acting as if it would be a brand new thing for her.
Oh, babe, your rash. It's getting worse.
It's because I ran today.
Oh, babe, you need to, oh my God, and your chafed nipple. Okay, let's
I got chafed nipples. Guys, I've been running like a lot.
Let's
I'm
do
getting
Q&A.
ripped up. I'm getting ripped up. Do I look any better? That's your
Oh, yeah, babe, you're so hot. Okay.
She can't tell him he actually looks good because she doesn't want to encourage him to keep working out and getting healthier. Because we all know she didn't want him to.
Would you ever consider flying up to wine country and...
You wrote this. That's what you want to do.
I do want to, but isn't that funny? She said that.
It's funny.
Look.
Just been talking about that a lot.
Well, because you brought it up, and you made it
I
sound
know.
so fun.
It does sound like fun.
I gotta find out if I have cancer first, and if I really am pregnant with one James baby.
Joking about cancer again. So funny, isn't she?
This one's funny, but I can't ask it.
What is it?
That
I'll
one's
cut it out.
good. No.
That one's for Jason. Marry, kill your ex-wife, Trisha, and David.
I would love to know the answer to this.
I kill David.
So who would you marry, and who would you
I'll
have?
marry you.
So you would have ex-wife?
Yeah. So I didn't have to kill you? That'd be great. Be good for everybody. What? What's the big deal?
Oh my God.
Let's be clear. No matter how he answered this, it would have been wrong in her eyes. If he would have said that he wanted to F David and kill the ex-wife, she would have accused him of being gay. But let's be even more clear. She did in fact want him to say he would kill his ex-wife and the mother of his children. And now that he didn't, she's upset. She wanted to hear that Jason wanted nothing to do with her. Supportive, right? Imagine how she would feel if her dad did an FMK with his new wife and said he'd K her mother. She wouldn't like that. Yet, that's what she wants to hear about Jason's ex. And now she's mad, because him clearly not being willing to K her means he wants her in some capacity. Clearly.
How many arguments have you both had in your relationship? This is from Michelle.
I don't know, 3,000?
I think that's what keeps our relationship alive. I think that's what makes it special.
I think you
Like, what
see a
mood are we going to be in
psychiatrist.
today? Are we going to get happy Trish, or are we going to get feisty Trish?
I know. I came over last night, and because we had a fight the night before, and I was like, I almost said before I walked in the door, I was like, I almost like came in with my hands up, like, okay, we're gonna hang out. Let's just hang. No one's mad at anybody.
She loves fighting. Listen to her justifying how it keeps the relationship alive. It's all fun to her. It's just a game.
But
No, the next day, because I thought I was in the wrong, and I said, I'm voicing honest, I'm so sorry, like, you're right, all this stuff.
You know what? I hate when you apologize. It's the worst.
Why?
Because then it's like, ah.
And I said really sweet things, and I was like, I'm so sorry, like, you're right, like, and then I even apologized for something I didn't want to apologize before, and I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, that would be, like, awful and, like, kind of embarrassing, so I was like, okay, I'm sorry, like.
At least she's self-reflecting, we guess. But it's easier to say sorry for something than to not do it, isn't it? We can understand why her apologizing would be frustrating. because we're sure he's enduring hell trying to prove his point and getting stomped on only to find out in the end he actually was right and went through that hell for nothing.
Also forget that you're 30, and people who are 30 haven't lived as long.
Okay, that's old enough. If you were dating someone like 22, 30 is you old enough. Like
No,
when I was
it's not.
watching...
No, it's not. 30's young.
But
There's a lot of things I didn't know at 30.
When I was watching David and Liza's video, all I could think of is like, oh my god, they're way more mature than me after a breakup at 21 than I am at 30.
Jason tries to excuse her behavior by stating she's young, which even Trisha admits she's old enough to know better, and even compares herself to a couple of 20-year-olds and how they're more mature than she is, which speaks volumes. She knows she's immature and entitled. She just doesn't care enough to do anything about it because she's gotten away with it for so long. Why change if she's not forced to?
You break up with me and I'm just like, no holds bar, this person's gay, this person slept with someone else.
That's not okay, by the way. For any of her stans who think it is, you can't just accuse everyone of being gay because they don't want to be with you. You can't weaponize that.
No, but in this argument on Sunday night, okay, we had a fight. I go home, I wash the dishes.
Which argument is this?
This is the one where you're on my couch fuming after the chicken parmesan. And I was fine. I was like, you know what? I'm like, okay, let's just go to bed because we're both tired. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna rinse off the chicken parmesan dish. Jason's like on the couch, like fuming. I can see, like I have a mirror in my kitchen, so I can see.
We had so many arguments. I don't even remember what I was mad about.
And then you were like, he says, and I did not say this. He said that I told him that he wasn't being funny enough in my video. What I said was, do you want to do this video or you're watching TV and not paying attention? It wasn't a big deal. I go wash my plate. I'm like, let's go to bed. Then I look over in the thing. Jason's like fuming. He's like at the edge of the couch like this. I'm like, oh my god, what is like happening right now? Like, I didn't know if you can like. I come over. He's like, you know what? I'm done. You're toxic. And you're like, I'm going home. He gets his shoes on. He did this like 3 times by the way. He's like, I'm going home. Gets his shoes on. I'm like, oh my god, don't go home. Like, it's fine. Let's just go to bed. He's like, nope, I'm going. And then he takes his shoes off. I'm like, so are you gonna go or like, I don't know. That's what he said. I don't know. But you're toxic and I'm done. I can't do this. You can't treat people like this. Like, and I'm so confused on what this is even mad about. He was mad about something from the day before that he brings up in bed. By the time I get him up to bed, he has more things to be mad at me about.
Yeah, you're putting me down all day on Saturday.
One thing I said that I was like uncomfortable with, and so I
had a whole section in the vlog yesterday that I had to cut out because I was like, oh, it's too much.
What'd you say?
It was a whole argument we had. It was like a whole argument.
People like the argument.
I'm like walking. Yeah, but it left the vlog on like a really bad tone.
You did that before when we had an
that's
actual
why I didn't
fight.
put it in.
The day before we actually broke up the same day.
If you guys want to see the fight that I didn't put in, I'll put it in now so you can see it.
What was it about?
I said you're toxic.
She thinks it's funny, but she actually is toxic, which is why he said that. Clearly, he had had enough at some point. Listen to how he evidently said, "You can't treat people like this." She needed to hear that, but she did and still does treat people the way she always has. Notice how she doesn't care about their fights being posted and says it's what people like to see, but he says he didn't show it because he was protecting her. She thinks this is cute, but it's concerning. He clearly was fed up being in a toxic environment, but she doesn't see herself that way, so she laughs about it. Because she can. He can't because he knows how unhealthy it actually is, which is why he tried to leave it.
Oh, I know what it was.
On camera? I don't remember this.
We were walking by the hotel I got married at, and you were like, I'm not even, I wouldn't even piss in that hotel. I was like, which, okay.
That's a whole other topic.
You get so mad.
Do you want to get into it?
No, I'll tell you what the video was. And then we're walking along, and I said, oh, you're really insecure.
So keep in mind while you're listening to this that she is so jealous of Jason's ex-wife that she feels the need to degrade even a location the woman was once in. She has to talk bad about it to act superior, which is why Jason becomes upset. Keep in mind, this isn't just some woman he married and left. This is the mother of his children. If Trisha's father's new wife was talking about Trisha's mother this way, or behaving this way, Trisha would be vilifying her. Yet she finds it okay to behave this way when Jason's ex-wife is brought up. Keep this in mind because you'll notice going forward that she does this a lot when his ex-wife is mentioned. She always has to make a snide comment about her in some way.
And then I said, well, then you're going to be alone for the rest of your life. And you're like, fine, I will be alone. Everyone left me. 7 guys left me already. You weren't even drunk.
So notice in this fight, they're referring to she had taken the first shot and initiated the fight. Yet she then instantly plays victim by stating everyone will leave her, and already has. as if none of them had a reason to, and she was simply abandoned like some damsel in distress, when she's actually the villain in every single one of those stories. But she villainizes people who flee for their safety and makes herself the victim every time. She did it to them, and she would later go on to do it with Jason.
And I called you a bitch.
On camera?
Uh-huh.
Why would you still be recording? What sane person keeps recording a conversation like that, psycho? You're the actual one. You save all this footage to make me seem like a crazy
I
person.
don't save anything.
Really? You're like, oh, do you guys want to see it? Because here it is.
Okay, first of all, she was the one who said she loved their fights being recorded, and it's what the people wanted to see. But now, when she hears what it was about, suddenly she calls him a psycho for doing it, because she knows it makes her look bad. She even says he has footage that will make her look bad. But that's not because of anything he did with the footage, it's because it captured her in her true form. And she doesn't like that. He clearly said he didn't include it to protect her, yet she accuses him of doing the opposite. Note to Jason, if you're watching, we doubt you are, but if you are, please release all the footage you never posted of all of these fights. If there was ever a time to do it, it's now. She accused him of saving things to use against her, yet to this day, he has never released anything. And she has done everything in her power to use everything against him. Notice she implies he's crazy for having footage of what she does to him. But she's not crazy for being the one mistreating him. It's him for having proof of it.
Here's the clip.
Well, maybe it would be funny. I don't know.
Reacting to our fight of you calling me a bitch.
Notice how she turned that around. Remember, she started the fight. But then it becomes about how he called her a name during the fight. Because suddenly now it's about that, and she's the victim, and not why the fight started in the first place.
There's more context to the story.
And then I remember it ended with you wanting to take an Instagram picture.
Oh yeah, just like, okay, give me your phone. I almost like this best here.
We were in this really heated fight, and she's like, "Can you take an Instagram photo of me really quick?" And I was like, "I don't know if it's the best lighting."
But that's what I love about you and me. I feel like we get over it, but sometimes Jason can hold on things longer than I can, because he'll bring up stuff from like the day before, and I'm like, what? Or even when we had the wine, you bring up something that happened like 2 hours ago, and I was like, why are you telling me all this now? Like, what? Anyways,
Maybe so.
Make no mistake. What she's saying is that she loves that he lets her get away with things by getting over the fights fast. It allows her to keep behaving in the toxic way she sees fit. That's what she loves. That he's a doormat.
Anyways,
I
do you think I'm toxic?
yeah.
No, you don't.
You can be.
He genuinely means that. She's upset about it, but it's the truth, and she doesn't like hearing it. She wants him to think that she's fun and quirky like she does. She hates that he's calling it what it is.
You can be, but then you're getting better, and you come around, and you're like, the last few fights you've come around, I've been like, okay,
I always say sorry. You never say sorry.
I didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Anyone who has ever dealt with a toxic person before will know that what she means is that he doesn't say sorry for the way he reacts to her being toxic in the first place. So she'll start a fight, and then when he reacts, it becomes about his reaction, and now he has to apologize for that reaction to her initial attack. She wants him to apologize when she apologizes, so she feels less guilty. Because if he's apologizing, it means they both have something to be sorry for, and not just her. It keeps her from having to acknowledge the fact that she's the one in the wrong.
You did. You apologized the next day. You're like, just so you know, he went through this whole in-depth thing about.
You can say it. I don't care.
Well, I mean, and then then it made me feel bad for you, and then I was like, okay, well, so you did apologize, and then I was like, oh, okay, finally, because you never do that. I was like, that's the only time I ever remember you apologizing for anything. Usually, like, I did nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong. If that's it, then we can't date. That's all you say in arguments. As opposed to me, I'm always the one apologizing, even if I'm not totally in the wrong. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna apologize because I know Jason won't.
So she got her victim to apologize a few times, and that in her mind means that he takes blame, and therefore she's not fully to blame. Again, this feeds her delusion that they're in equal measure, behaving wrongly, when it's clearly her doing it. We're not saying Jason is never wrong. We're saying he's not wrong as often as she wants everyone, including him, to believe. It's not wrong to react to being attacked. If you're attacked and you attack back, you are not as guilty as your attacker.
She likes to mukbang, and so she started filming me with chicken tenders, which was great. And then I was like good in that segment. And then she filmed me again, and I was like, okay. And then by the time she ordered another round of food, an hour later, I was tired.
Which I said, if you're tired, let's just not film. And I said, he's watching TV.
But like we can.
Oh my god.
But we can still film and get through it.
This sounds like she was mad that he wouldn't eat more or wasn't willing to when he was tired. Yet her stans complain about his input on her diet, yet not about her forcing him to overeat and being mad when he wouldn't.
What's that? Oh, that's so
Why
cool.
didn't we see that at California Adventure? I want to be married to Disneyland. Not necessarily Jason. I just want to get married to Disneyland.
Check WhatsApp. Maybe there's that guy out there will marry you.
Okay, so 2 passive-aggressive comments here. One from Trisha, trying to reject him before he can reject her by saying she wants to get married, but not to Jason because she knows he doesn't want to, which is followed up by a passive-aggressive comment from Jason about how maybe that guy she was talking to on WhatsApp would marry her.
Is Jason ever jealous of you selling? And where do you guys see your relationship being a year from now?
Is Jason ever jealous of you selling your and where do you see your relationship?
I mean, that's kind of a funny question, I feel.
Quitting your
Okay, wait, that didn't answer the question. So are you jealous of me selling them?
I'm not jealous. I just don't think about it, and it's not my favorite thing about you.
Notice how she came back to the jealous question. She really wanted to know if he was, and was hoping he was, because remember, as she's said before, she wants him to be jealous. That's why she read that chat from earlier of her with a past hookup.
But you watch...
It's true. You're right. That's a good point. But I don't love that, like... I actually don't care. I think it's just more like my kids and stuff. I don't care. Like, if I didn't have kids, I wouldn't care at all. At all.
That's not exactly the same thing. Watching intimate videos on a website of strangers isn't the same thing as being in a relationship and having your partner expose themselves. You could say he can't morally look down upon it because he engages in that kind of viewing, but you can't say him watching that kind of content is the same as his girlfriend selling that kind of content. Those are 2 different conversations. For the record, neither thing is individually wrong. He went into the relationship knowing she did that kind of thing. It's not like she sprung it on him later. She doesn't appear to like the fact that it bothers him for his kids, though. Those pesky kids always getting in the way.
It's like I told you that Juju Chang, you know, when she was like judging those people that have line. I was like, you Juju Chang.
Yeah!
Trisha doesn't want to feel judged for anything she does. She doesn't like hearing that it isn't kid-friendly because she doesn't care and thinks that shouldn't be an issue. It bothers her that he thinks of his kids. It almost seems like Trisha likes the fact that he's a dad because it plays into her kink, but doesn't like the fact he actually has children he considers and has to care for. The idea of being with a dad is hot. The reality isn't. For her.
What do you guys do to calm down after a fight? Have you ever tried meditation? Didn't you suggest meditation the other day?
I said we should try meditation.
What do you guys do to calm down after a fight? Well, I said this, and I was saying this to my hair and makeup people the other day. I said, I have to, sleep on it because I know the next day I'm, totally fine. So, if there's a fight or I feel like saying we need to break up or saying something mean to Jason, I know I need to sleep on it because every time I've been the cause of a fight or, I said something mean, it's because, I just need to go to sleep.
And I get like that, too. I get at night, because I get up at 6:30, I get really tired, and I'm bipolar. So at night, I sometimes I don't even know what's going on.
Kind of seems like a new day erases the old mentality. She gets over it by getting into a new day to be able to say they're past it. But if she's doing it to avoid fights and is doing the sleep on it mentality, that would be healthier to do.
And she wanted me to be high energy.
We just shouldn't have done it. And also, I blamed the chicken parmesan place because they took a very long time.
They did take
an hour and a half.
A big part of the fight was that I wanted her to edit the video.
You're like, oh my god,
and
yes.
She kept making me restart. I'm like, just edit. If I drift off for a second and I'm not great, she's like, you give all this attention to David, and I'm like, David gives you 5 tries at something.
Yeah,
Trisha wants it a solid 45 minutes of bap, 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 no edits, nothing. For Regis and Kelly.
And in the bed, I'm trying to calm him down, and he's just like, if there's a lull in the mukbang, then you just need to let it happen. I was like, is this a red? I literally laughed. Jason's like,
I was pointing out how ridiculous the argument was because it's just because there's a lull in the mukbang, it doesn't mean that we have to restart the whole thing. Just edit it out. But you just don't want to edit. I get it.
So she seems to be offended when he's not high energy like he is in David Dobrik's videos. But the interesting thing here is that she has frequently, in many videos, told him not to be. Who remembers when he would be high energy and full of jokes, and she would tell him that it wasn't a David vlog and he didn't have to perform and she just wanted him to be real. However, then when she would be upset and say he wasn't performing enough and compare him to how he was in David's videos, even though she explicitly told him she did not want him to perform that way in hers.
And you just want me to be crazy and toxic so that you can get views.
No, I don't. I don't care.
If he was threatening to leave her for being toxic, like they both said, we highly doubt he wants her to be toxic. Just saying. He's clearly always begging her not to be in all the footage we've seen.
I'm sorry, what was your video titled yesterday? I think
I
it's
did
a relationship
your relationship
for
for
views.
views.
Which didn't have anything to even do with the video because
I told you I did.
You told me you faked the relationship for views.
Yeah, when we started.
You didn't say you faked it. You said, I guess you said for the views. Ew, I hate that. I genuinely liked you.
I liked you too, but I just couldn't get too close to you because I thought, she'll just destroy me.
Well, people say that's already happened, so you're welcome.
Probably.
No, people.
Again, he's referring to when they were just friends, and he would title the videos as girlfriend, when she was not his girlfriend, aka him faking for views. He's not saying he was being fake with her for views. He just was clickbaiting titles. As we saw, he clearly even says he liked her, but didn't want to get close to her. And he was very honest and clear and upfront about that in all of those videos, even with those clickbait titles. As you've seen if you've watched this series, she's trying to twist this into something it's not. Anyone who has watched those videos or this series knows that he never faked interest in her. He always told her he was not interested. We all saw it.
Better than being alone.
That's the other thing you said. In the fight on Sunday, you're just like, you know what? I'm happy to just be alone forever.
If someone would prefer to be alone than be with you, you're the issue.
I don't need anybody. Oh, watch the Medieval Times vlog. Jason is so mean to me. And people,
What did I say?
literally, there's a 30-minute clip of Jason saying he can't date me. And I'm like, well, why? And it's just him, around all the reasons why he doesn't want to date me. He thinks I'm crazy. I sell me. All this just, going around. And I'm
When you asked the question, I give you an honest answer.
Two things here. Again, this is clearly proof he wasn't faking it for views. She even admits he told her he wasn't interested in her. We all saw this, and we all know it, and they both acknowledge it. And the second thing here is she actually treated her nice in that vlog, as we all saw. She even bragged about how he bought her expensive toys from the gift shop and paid for the entire visit. She's only saying he was mean to her because he would not date her and told her he was not interested in her as anything more than a friend. It is not mean if someone does not want to date you and makes that clear.
Would you rather I
that's
just
not
lied to you?
open-minded.
No, Jason. She wouldn't have rather you lied to her. Then she would accuse you of faking everything in the beginning like she's doing now, even though she knows you didn't fake anything other than those clickbait titles.
If you liked me, but you want to date me because of things you saw on the internet that other people tell you about me, and also that I sell, you watch.
I don't look at your.
I'm saying you watch other people's.
I don't really watch much.
Oh, really? Every night, Shark Babes.
Don't you tell me about Shark Babes.
Again, these are two different conversations. Just because someone watches that kind of content doesn't mean it's the same as dating someone who is involved in it. Again, it's not wrong for her to be involved in it, but she's conflating two different subjects. She can say that he can't judge her for it if he watches it, absolutely, but she cannot say that anyone who watches intimate content has to be okay with their own partner making it for others. Anyways, he already said on his own he would be okay with it if his children weren't in the equation.
Jason changes ass. I'm always like, no, I don't want to watch it. And he changes it to Jimmy Kimmel. I'm like,
I was watching a day a Showtime,
I
a
hope
Skin
you
and
keep
Max,
this in.
a Skin and Max thing, and it was called Shark Babes, and the girls were blonde and big chested, and I changed the channel, and she's like, "Why did you change that?" And I'm like, "Oh, the girls are ugly." She's like, "They look like me."
they did. And he's like, no, they didn't. And I was like, they were really cute. They're babe.
Let's be real. We all know he changed it because he thought she'd get jealous. which is why he called the women ugly. And she did some kind of Uno reverse card to still get mad by saying the girls looked like her.
I did a couple.
Which ones?
I did Todd's. Have you ever seen it? I have a copy of it. Yeah, we shot it right in there.
Surprised she didn't accuse him of being gay for that joke.
Remember my sister and I told you about
Oh, yeah. That was funny. Did you get paid?
$100. $300.
She was background.
We held the iPhones because they were doing it like amateur. So we were like holding the iPhone, but we weren't getting close. We were just like holding it like this. They had like professional film people too, but we were just like holding. So our face is like, so you can see us, like it's just behind. You can see my hair. My sister's hair is so different, but like you can see mine. I'm just like holding it like this. And I was really skinny. I saw it. I was like, oh, that's really skinny.
Her and her sister dabbling in that kind of thing together will always be sus considering her personal interests.
And do you stay in touch with any of the actors?
Yeah, my current boyfriend. Oh, sorry. I mean, my other boyfriend. I mean, my friend.
Did you delete that WhatsApp? Is it gone?
It's gone, babe. I like how we get kind of jealous. Jason mentioned to me that he gets jealous.
Stop talking to other guys.
I know! I showed you it because I wanted you. If someone texted you, I don't want you to show me. Be like, hey, babe, look, this person's texting me, but I'm like not texting them back.
No one's texting me.
Sure. I checked.
Yep, she checked, because she was constantly going through his phone. And clearly he wasn't going through hers, since he had no idea about the guy that was messaging her. He's clearly uncomfortable with it and doesn't like it, and it's making him jealous. And notice her reaction to that. She's living for it. She loves making him jealous. She said she told him because she would want him to tell her if that was happening, but it's pretty obvious she told him to show how desirable others found her.
What's the question? What do you guys do to calm down after a fight? Have you ever tried meditation? Oh, we already did that.
But you didn't answer it.
I just go to bed.
Mm-hmm. I knew if you went to bed. Oh, but I was like, Jason.
And then I left the next morning, right? Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I was gonna be like, kissies, and he's like, no, I'm good. And then he gave me kissies.
Not sure why she said he didn't answer. We all heard him say earlier he slept too, but let's keep going. She probably just didn't hear him talking since she was focused on herself.
You guys are
Jason or pizza?
Pizza, because pizza doesn't tell me my eating habits are bad.
That's fair. Pizza's better, I agree.
Again, Trisha is playing this off like it's just Jason telling her eating habits are bad, like she's not asking him to be involved and tell her when they are. Vilifying him, yet again, when she knows the truth, is that she constantly tells him she's eating bad and is feeling physically sick from it. Then when he tries to help her by getting her to stop, she says he's calling her fat.
Favorite place you went on for vacation?
Maui is the best.
I say Boardwalk because that was my dream vacation, but we were just there a little too long. But I really liked it.
Funny that Jason seems to reference loving Hawaii so much when Trisha claimed he hated it. He brings it up every time he's asked about his favorite vacation.
I liked it. If you ever have kids, how many will you have?
7.
1.
One more, you mean?
I would just have maybe one more, but never ever more
Maybe
than that.
one more?
Maybe.
But then you got to have like 2
you.
because you can't... Really?
We thought she was infertile. How was she going to have 7? Also notice, he says he'd have a child with her, but only with her. She seems to like that, but still pushes for more than just 1 kid. Because even when she finally gets what she wants, it's not enough. There's always more she wants.
No, I don't need 2. I already have 2.
It's going to make me cry. I was like so excited.
Yeah, don't get too excited.
No, but they can't be an only child because then they'll be spoiled.
It's you know what? They have the internet now. They have Kid Uber. There's all kinds of
my
stuff. You can
God.
be an only child now, and it's really great.
Babe, you make me
You're not
so...
socially adjusted, but I think
Still pushing for that 2nd kid. But look how touched she is to find out he'd have a kid with her. He's definitely not as 1 foot out of the relationship as she always made him seem.
we should just read your WhatsApp. It's probably gonna be more interesting.
That WhatsApp discovery is still clearly bothering him. This is, the 3rd time he's brought it up? 4th?
What makes you feel like the other person would make a good life partner, not just the fling?
Oh, she's really fun to be with.
You think we'll be together forever?
Yeah, I think so.
You do?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah, I love you.
Oh, I love you too, babe.
Just get rid of that WhatsApp.
He cannot let that WhatsApp go. And listen to how he clearly seemed to be in it for the long haul with her.
It's already gone.
Stop eating. Stop ordering chicken.
Stop eating! Are you
Stop
promoting
ordering-
eating
stop-
disorders?
I said
Stop eating!
I said stop eating.
What is this, 90 Day Fiancé?
hate you. Just let me talk. Ah!
This is the problem with Trisha, is that any reaction you give her, she likes. It's literally a crazy person. So if you're nice to her, she's like, oh, my babe. But then if you're like angry with her, she's like, yeah, I like that too.
I get really excited and angry.
I said, I stopped eating chicken parm at midnight.
Stop eating and stop eating at midnight are two different things. Jason will later clarify this and say that the reason he cared about her getting it at midnight wasn't about her, it was about him. Because he didn't want to eat that late, but would fall into the temptation around her. He was able to stick to his diet in private, but around her he seemed to find it impossible. It was not about her, it was about him, as you will later hear. But she instantly vilifies him to lead everyone to believe he told her to stop eating, when they both knew what the truth was.
Then you should listen to fat ass. If that's how we're gonna talk to each other.
Again, she's making this about being called fat, when he didn't do that. Note how quick she is to throw that word around, though.
Can I show that scene? Or should I not?
Oh, I don't care. I don't really care anymore because, like, I know we're good.
I'm going to show you guys the scene at the end of the vlog.
Again, she makes it clear that she does not care about their fights being shown. Because remember, to her, the fights are all just fun and games.
Don't forget, go to the link in the description and go buy tickets to our show at the Yost Theater on July 11th.
21st.
Right, 21st.
He's gonna be there 11th.
Go, full screen.
First impressions meeting.
Jason didn't end up touring with her. But do you know who did? Her ex-boyfriend, Sean. That's right. The guy she labeled as a monster who used her and did nothing for her. He came to support her on the tour and helped her out when Jason bailed due to the toxicity and fighting. What bad ex-boyfriends she has, though, right? So bad she took one on tour with her.
Heather, and why the hell did Jason ignore you for the first month?
First impressions meeting her, I think that...
Be honest.
I mean, I honestly didn't think that you even liked me that much. I don't know why you would date me at all.
I didn't think so either. Like, just...
Why would you date me? Why are you dating me?
I don't know. 100% like honesty. Like, looking at his videos and stuff, I was like, oof, like, no, like, not. Because people were like, you should date Jason Nash, and I was like, looking, I was like, oh, no. And I would watch his videos, I watched his personality.
That's bullshit.
No, but listen.
That's bullshit. You were all over me that first day.
This is what I'm... Okay, but you didn't let me finish. So I was like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, bad personality, like, just makes gross jokes, like, thinks he's, like, 21, like, not my physical type. And so that's what I first thought.
We don't get the cope here. She has said on numerous times that Jason was her type, and compared him to looking like her ex-boyfriend, Anthony Michael Hall. Yet she's playing it out here, like she didn't like him at first, when we all know that isn't true. And even Jason knows, which is why he calls it out.
And then I saw him, and I was, like, shocked at, like, how, like, vibrant and, like, sexy and, like, full of personality you were, and, like, how, like, kind of, like, sexual energy came off. The first time, that's why when we kind of had, like, a lull in our little intimacy, I was just like, wait, what happened? Because when I first met you, you were, like, in it. Jason, and people say this to him all the time, and I don't think this is an insult, but you might take it as an insult, but I think it's a compliment. Like, Jason's, like, sexy in person. Like, he's tall, he's broad, his face looks young in person. Not that he looks old in camera, but, like, you were, like, super sexy. So that was a turnaround.
She's sure full of compliments now, gassing him up. The reason why she references a lull in their intimate life is because they hooked up the very first day they met. That's what she's referring to, that he hooked up with her on day one.
So I saw you and your goofy face, like, on your YouTube.
You thought I
was
was someone who was trying to be 21?
Yeah, because I watched your vlogs, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy.
Yeah, it's annoying.
But you know,
old and making YouTube videos.
No, but like now that I know you, it's like it's a totally different perspective. But I think from the outside it looks like that. But now you have me, so you're more mature. It's just the nature of the territory. But
this is important because she paints him out to be someone who is trying to be young now that he's without her. Yet did you hear her? When he was with her, it was okay because she made it okay. But now it's not because they aren't together. Again, that's how Trisha operates. When she's in the equation, everything is fine. When she's not, everything is wrong and needs to be called out and ended.
No, but then you get to know Jason, and I say this in all our videos, like people like meet him and they're just like...
I don't act like I'm 21.
Right, people are like...
Again, she acknowledges here he doesn't act that way. In fact, she frequently talks about how old he acts. Yet after they broke up, she went back to the narrative that he was exactly what she's saying. He wasn't here. Because she knew she could weaponize it against him since everyone thought it anyway, even though she knew better.
I love you.
I love you too, babe.
Good explanation.
Alright.
All right, we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video.
Fullscreenlive.com/Jason.
Close enough.
So, as they go to end the video on a good and positive and loving note, Trisha does for 1 second before she turns it around back to something negative. Because she's Trisha and she has to.
You can eat pizza and Jason can insult you on how much you're eating, how bad it is for you. I can't wait for that to happen.
I will be monitoring everyone.
You better make
making
sure you have a
no one has
six-pack.
too much.
She once again vilifies him with the food issue when she knows he doesn't do that just to tell people to stop eating. She knows he comments on her food because she tells him she gets sick and he should have stopped her. But she finds it more fun to convince viewers that her boyfriend won't let her eat because he thinks she's fat. There's a difference between eating and overeating to the point of being sick, but we guess we're supposed to ignore that fact and pretend his comments have nothing to do with that.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, here's today's shout out.
Oh.
Go to fanjoy.co and check out the merch. Goodbye, guys.
Okay, so that section ends on a good note with the shout-out being given without Trisha begging for it to be her. Now, let's see this fight Jason includes at the end to see what really went down.
You're so insecure. Yes, you are. You're the most insecure person I've ever met in my life. Not me. I don't go around setting fires everywhere.
I don't set fires.
Around the people I love.
Where have I ever set a fire?
You set fires everywhere you go.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure the fire department would have if I set a
You
fire.
blow shit up everywhere you go, and especially the ones that love you the most. Those are the ones that get hurt the most. Those are the ones who you hurt.
Pretty sure I'm scared of fire. I've never started a fire in my life.
One day, someone's gonna get really sick of your
People already have gotten sick of my at least 7 times. That's why they leave me.
Good. Well, do you want to be alone for the rest of your life, or do you want to have a nice life?
Probably. Like,
Good. Be alone.
oh,
Done.
who's breaking it?
You're so bitchy about.
Instagram picture right here of me?
I don't think it's a good light, but yeah.
Just kidding.
Are you joking?
You were just fighting with me. And I was like, let's see if he'll take one. Okay, yes. I love when you fight with me and then you still want to take an Instagram picture. Like, it's not great life, but okay.
Okay, so that wasn't exactly how they described it as being. We do hear Jason calling her insecure, and he seems to be trying to explain to her that she's ruining relationships with her attitude and unnecessary comments. He doesn't even call her a name, he says she's acting a certain way. So he vilified himself more than he needed to. This seems like a conversation from a man who is fed up with the toxicity coming his way, and he speaks out about it to let her know it's serious, and it's ruining things, and she's hurting the people around her. She doesn't care, though. She doesn't take it seriously, and instead tries to distract him by seeing if he'll take a photo of her to see how mad he actually is. When she realizes he's still willing, it lets her know she still has him, and he's not as done as he says. It's manipulative, and she knows what she's doing. It's a shame she didn't take any of those words to heart and still continued to behave the way she usually did, and still does to this day. But the video is over, so now we have to ask, what is the worst thing that you think Jason did to Trisha in this entire video is, and what is the worst thing that you think Trisha did to Jason is? Let's talk about it.